You wake up to pounding at 6 in the morning, not a polite knock, a hard, official bang that makes the kids sit up and the dogs start barking. Someone outside says, "Police!" Open the door. Maybe they say immigration. Maybe they say ICE. Your first instinct is to move fast, unlock it, prove you are not hiding anything. Stop. That door is the line. Once it opens, fear starts making decisions for you. Most people think the question is, are they really ICE? Wrong. The real question is what kind of paper they have. I am not your personal lawyer, and this is not legal advice for your exact case. But I am telling you the basic rights at that door matter. Here is the mistake. People treat a badge, a uniform, a loud voice, or the word warrant like a magic key. It is not. The doorside test is simple. Keep the door closed. Ask them to slide the warrant under the door or hold it to a window. Then check 3 things before you even think about the lock. Who signed it, whose name is on it, and what address it lists. That is the difference between panic and control. The first move is not arguing. It is not hiding. It is one calm sentence through the door. Do not crack the door open just to see what they want. That tiny opening can change the whole situation. You think you are being polite. You think you are calming things down. Then the door is open, bodies shift forward, questions get louder, and suddenly you are no longer controlling the line. Here is the rule. You can talk through the closed door. Say it plainly. Who are you? What agency are you with? Why are you here? That is not rude. That is not resisting. That is basic information before you decide what happens next. And notice what those questions do. Who are you gets a name. What agency separates local police from immigration agents? Why are you here forces them to state the purpose instead of using pressure as the explanation. The closed door matters because your home has a legal boundary. Wood and metal become the line between fear and control. Stay behind it, breathe, listen, and make them explain. But if they say, "We have a warrant," that is where the trap usually starts. When they say, "We have a warrant," do not move toward the lock. Move toward the test. Say this, "Please slide the warrant under the door or hold it up to the window." That sentence matters because the word warrant can mean 2 very different things. One can open the legal door. The other is often just paperwork with a scary title. Here is what most people do not understand. Immigration agents often carry an administrative immigration warrant. That is a document issued inside the immigration system, often signed by an immigration officer or Department of Homeland Security official. It may say warrant, it may look official, it may have seals, boxes, names, and legal language. But by itself, that does not give them the power to enter your home without consent. The document you are checking for is a judicial search warrant. Judicial means a judge signed it, not an ICE supervisor, not a deportation officer, not some agency official, a judge. So check the signature line first, before you read every paragraph, before you argue, before you panic. Look for the name and signature of a judge. If it is not signed by a judge, say, "I do not consent to entry." Calm, clear. Through the door. And a judge's signature is only the first checkpoint. A real warrant can still fail the next test. Now read the warrant like it is a prescription bottle with your life on the label. Check 3 things: name, address, scope. The name should match the person they say they are looking for. The address should match your home exactly enough that there is no guessing game. Apartment number matters. Floor matters. A wrong door matters. Because here is the trap. If the paper points to someone else or a different place, but you open the door anyway, they may argue you let them in. You thought you were cooperating. They call it consent. Then check scope. Scope means limits. Plain English, where can they search and what can they look for? A warrant for a person is not permission to dig through every drawer, closet, phone, and backpack in the house. So say, "Please slide the warrant under the door. I need to read it before I open anything." Now comes the sentence that shuts down the most dangerous misunderstanding: accidental consent. Say this before anything else. "I do not consent to you entering my home. I choose to remain silent. I want to speak with a lawyer." Memorize it. Put it on paper near the door. Teach it to every adult in the house. Now, let me break down why it works. "I do not consent to you entering my home" protects the line. Your front door is not just wood and metal. It is the legal line between fear and control. If they do not have proper authority, do not hand them permission with your own mouth. I choose to remain silent protects your words. Because nervous people explain, they guess dates, they correct details, they try to sound helpful. Then one sentence gets twisted into a problem. I want to speak with a lawyer, stops the pressure from becoming a confession. It tells them you are not playing question and answer at the door. Say it through the door, calmly. Repeat it if they keep pushing. Do not lie. Do not argue facts. Do not show fake papers. That creates new problems. But words are not the only trap. Paperwork can be just as dangerous as a question. They slide papers under the door, hold them up to the window, or say, "Just sign here so we can clear this up." Stop. That signature is not a courtesy. It can become evidence that you agreed, waived something, accepted a process, or admitted something you did not understand. You think you are calming the situation down, then the paper goes into a file. Then that file controls hearings, detention decisions, removal steps, or what the government says you admitted. Here is the rule. You can refuse to sign until you have had a chance to speak with a lawyer. Use these exact words. I will not sign anything until I speak with a lawyer. I want a copy of any papers. Will not sign shuts down the pressure. Until I speak with a lawyer explains the reason. I want a copy protects you from invisible paperwork. Do not initial. Do not check a box. Do not let fear write your name. And if you are not home, the whole plan can collapse unless everyone inside already knows the rules. Your plan cannot live only in your head. Everyone in the home needs the same rule. Do not open the door unless a valid judicial warrant has been checked. Not a badge. Not a uniform. Not shouting. The warrant test. Put a paper near the door where people can see it fast. Big letters. Exact phrases. Please slide the warrant under the door. I do not consent to entry. I want to speak with a lawyer. Add attorney numbers, trusted contacts, and your local rapid response hotline. Then decide who talks. One calm adult. Not the child who panics. Not the relative who wants to explain everything. One voice through the door. Also decide where documents are stored, so nobody starts searching, opening rooms, or handing over papers in fear. Here is why this matters. Panic makes people helpful. Helpful becomes harmful when every extra sentence gives the system another handle. But there is a hard truth here. Not opening the door does not make the system disappear. Because here is the bigger game. Advocates and immigration attorneys will tell you the closed door may only buy time if officers are actively looking for someone. They may come back, they may wait outside, they may look for another legal path. So do not hear this as magic protection. Hear it as damage control. The goal is not to outsmart the government forever from your hallway. The goal is to stop fear from doing their work for them in the first 10 seconds. Fear opens locks. Confusion answers questions. Official-looking paper makes people surrender choices they still had. That is the villain here. Pressure, speed, a badge at dawn, a paper you have not read, a voice making it sound like you have no option. But at the door, the law still gives you a line. Wood, metal, chain lock, whatever it is. That line gives you control before entry changes everything. So now we can finally answer the question from the first knock. Check this first. Is it a judicial warrant signed by a judge with the correct name and address? Not an immigration form, not a badge, not a threat through the door. That is the missing piece. Keep the door closed. Ask them to slide the document under the door or show it through a window. Say, I do not consent to entry. I choose to remain silent. I want a lawyer. Do not sign under pressure. Today, write those exact words on paper near the door with emergency legal numbers. Your front door is the legal line between fear and control. If you want a family doorstep checklist, comment plan. Thank you for watching. Next, watch what to do if ICE stops someone outside the home.